From horrifying sightings in the woods to vicious attacks while camping, here are some of the scariest camping encounters caught on camera. In this footage, we see a guy venturing deep into the woods to film some camping content. He mentioned that the reason he decided to record the scene was because of the strange noises he'd never come across before in that area. In the video, we can see him zooming in on what seems to be random branches, but if you take a closer look, the branches he's zooming in on look out of place. Other than the strange, out-of-place branches, he also noticed something weird upon heading deeper into the woods.
There's something dead over here. It smells like something dead. God, it stinks. I'm by myself in pitch dark.
If you smell a scent like a decaying corpse in the woods, it could indicate danger, natural predators, hidden hazards, or even paranormal activity. Despite this, the man continues walking around the woods, trying to investigate and identify the source of the weird vibe he's getting.
I have no light source. All I have is this night vision camera that I'm trying out. And I just came from back in there, which this light source is not picking up very well. Thought it was going to be a lot better than that. I got back in there and I had to turn around because I couldn't see. I don't even have a flashlight. But as I was walking out, there was some commotion over here.
The brief clearance provided by the wind by swaying the trees gives the man glimpses of something sinister following him. As he continues zooming into strange and out-of-place branches, he finally catches something bizarre.
Whoa, the hell was that? Oh shit.
There is clearly something lurking there, paying close attention to his every move. Could this be a predator, like a mountain lion stalking him, or something more bizarre?
Being a parent brings worries, and leaving your child alone at home is one of the biggest concerns. That's why lots of parents put nanny cams around the house to keep an eye on them when they're not there. However, this parent did the same but ended up finding something else to worry about. This video comes from a nanny cam. You can see a child leaving a room and then heading back towards it. But here's where it gets strange. As the child is going back into the room, we see the head of what looks like another child peeking out from behind the sofa and then going into the room. Sounds normal, right? Well, it would be if there were actually two kids at home. But the truth is, the child was alone in the house and was the only child. So, who was the second boy? Was it really a child, or was it something far more sinister and unholy? After this incident, the parents decided to never leave their child alone at night again. A man was wandering through a deep forest, God knows for what reason, when he stumbled upon a well that was all blocked up. In the video, you can see the well covered with logs, but when the man records a look inside, he gets the shock of his life. A creepy face is staring right back at him from the depths of the well. This sight makes the man sprint away in fear. When we get a closer view of the face in the well, we can see its eerie details. Glowing purple eyes and a skull-like appearance that sends shivers down the spine. Could someone be pulling a prank on him? Or maybe it's a part of some strange ritual by a group. Or is it something beyond explanation? Whatever it is, my advice is to never, ever look inside a blocked well again. This video was posted by a man on TikTok in which he was out exploring a field of bushes at night. He used night vision to see clearly in the recording. While he was recording and moving through the bushes, he spotted something ahead. It looked like a creature that's kind of like a human, but it was bent over and doing something in the bushes. When the person zooms in on the creature notices and suddenly looks right at him. This freaks the person out, and they start running away. At first glance, the strange creature looks like a tall and skinny person, hunched in the bushes. But when you take a closer look, its bent back and long, curved neck make it even creepier. That hunched back, long neck, and those glowing eyes all remind you of something like a skinwalker. But let's hope it's not actually one of those. While a forest ranger was out observing the forest and its inhabitants, as he was recording, he unexpectedly came across a gigantic Bigfoot-like creature in the distance. This big creature was only seen walking for a few seconds before disappearing behind the trees. Some people might say it could be an ape just going for a walk. But if you look closely at how it's walking on two legs, it's different. Apes can stand on two legs. But the way this creature is moving with that posture in the video doesn't match up with how an ape would do it. Moreover, this creature is enormous. Its body is so big, especially when you compare it to the trees around it. It also has long arms and a thick black coat of fur, just like what we'd expect from a Bigfoot. The way it walks and posture even looks kind of human. So, in my opinion, this might actually be a real sighting of a Bigfoot. What do you think? A woman shared a picture of her new room setup on her Facebook account, excited to show it to her friends. However, the comments she received weren't about her room. They were about something else. At first glance, the picture seems normal. A sofa placed in front of a treadmill, a cozy arrangement. But if you take a closer look at the reflection in the closet mirror, you'll notice a face. When you zoom in on that face, it's not a human face, but that of a really creepy demon child. What makes it eerie is that the woman had no idea she was living with such a presence, always watching from the shadows. Ring cameras have become essential for homes, especially in forested areas. This video is from one such ring camera. In footage, a naked man is seen walking alone at night. Surprisingly, he doesn't appear bothered by his nudity. But he's clearly terrified of something or someone. The naked man roams around the homeowner's property, yelling and searching for something. He leaves briefly, then returns to grab a pipe from the homeowner's place. Afterward, he moves to a side path, searching for something, before eventually heading back to where he came from. The unsettling part is that this man was on a late-night quest, seemingly searching for something while no one else was around. I wonder what he would have done if the homeowner confronted him. What was his purpose? Was he genuinely disturbed by something or dealing with mental instability? The answer remains a mystery. This clip comes from a tourist enjoying the beauty of Mono Lake, California. The tourist starts recording, capturing the stunning view of the lake. While filming the lake, they pan the camera to capture the rock formation next to it. Did you catch it? Upon reviewing the video, the tourist realizes there was something near the rock that they didn't notice while recording. Upon zooming in, a large black figure resembling a Bigfoot emerges from behind the rock and then mysteriously disappears. Upon closer examination, the figure's massive body and thick black fur resemble that of the legendary Bigfoot. Do you share the same thought? These videos that I am about to show you come from Scott Carpenter, and he is certain that in the area where he lives, there lives at least one Bigfoot, but he is stranger than any one Bigfoot you've seen. He claims that this Bigfoot is a completely white one, and he has some evidence to show for that claim. He traversed the forests and took recordings of every journey, and with more long hours of going through every footage and enhancing it, he has found some strange sightings of something that's been stalking him all throughout his journey. He has spotted many times a white figure trying to hide near bushes or trees while keeping a close eye on his movements. Scott's cameras managed to pick up multiple occurrences of this, but one of the best sights he caught was the creature's face. We can see the special color of the creature, which I am guessing isn't helping it hide at all in a green forest. But the creature also seems strangely creepy and cautious at the same time, as if he is fearing Scott. Could this be a mutation of the known Bigfoot creature? A mutation that made it completely white? Imagine you're hiking through the woods with your dog. Suddenly you become aware that you are not alone. Just beyond, in a clearing through the trees, you spot a large, dark shape resting on a tree stump. In this footage, the poster appears to capture something large, black, and covered in fur. The quality of the video is poor, but a shape is visible, as are its movements for a fraction of a second. Beyond this, it's anyone's guess whether it's Bigfoot or a bear.
He's moving, he's moving, he's moving. Daisy, come here. Daisy, come here.
All we have to go on is the conviction of the poster's claim and the rising fear in his voice as he calls out to his dog. Not all First Nation beliefs around Sasquatch are favorable. Whilst some believe that sightings of Bigfoot bring good luck, members of the Plateau tribes identify Bigfoot as a stick Indian, drawing from a diverse range of potentially hostile beings who stole salmon or confused people by whistling, causing them to get lost. Here, a poster zooms in on a figure spotted in the woods. The large Neanderthal-like creature is studying something intently in the branches of the tree, unaware that it's being filmed. It has been suggested that it is stalking something. Is this an ape filmed from a deceptive angle that makes it look far larger than it is? Or is it a Sasquatch? You be the judge. Depending on who you ask, the thylacine, or Tasmanian tiger as it is more commonly known, has been extinct for decades, or just really good at hiding. This sighting captured in Clifton Springs, Australia in 2019 claims to be the real deal. Resembling something closer to a wolf than a tiger with distinct dark stripes on its back and tail, the thylacine was hunted to extinction by European settlers who held unwarranted fears that the carnivorous marsupials would attack their livestock. The last known Tasmanian tiger was given to the Hobart Zoo in Tasmania in 1931, and it died in captivity in 1936. More recently, cryptozoologists, hikers, and hunters have claimed to have spotted the animal. But a study conducted by scientists based on sightings suggests that they got it wrong. Some are adamant that the species are not extinct. The animal caught on camera here seems to represent a compelling argument. It does resemble a wolf, and the stripes are visible on its tail. Unfortunately, it might just be too far away to be considered conclusive. Our hopes are that scientific study did get it wrong, and that the species has managed to survive in some remote part of Tasmania, far away from human interference and harm. This footage terrified me the first time I saw it. A creature that looks like a combination of a woman with some kind of feline animal. But what I then thought upon seeing this is that it looks similar to the legendary mythical creature known as succubus, which is a kind of demon that appears in a female form, or supernatural entity in folklore, traced back to medieval legend. It is said to appear in dreams, and takes the form of a woman in order to seduce men, usually through sexual activity. I am pretty sure this footage is fake, as I am not exactly sure how anyone would be able to survive such an encounter, if they do indeed exist in the first place. What do you think of this footage? The following video, shot in Fort Wilkins Historic State Park, claims to have captured a Sasquatch on camera. In the video, the large, furry humanoid creature is clearly seen walking through the forest. At some point, realizing it has been spotted, it stops and takes cover, blending into the environment. This is by far some of the closest and clearest footage we've seen in a while, and perhaps we've been conditioned to be skeptical of this kind of footage. Again, compare how this Sasquatch moves and the awkward way it peers through the branches. Is it just me, or is it walking like it's got a bad back? The peering through the bush also feels staged. Sasquatch or hoax? Picture this. You've just moved into a new place. Your first taste of independence. The only problem is that since you moved in, your dog won't stop yelping and clawing at the entrance hall closet. At night, he refuses to come up the stairs. You've also started hearing things. Sometimes a door will creak open, or just as you're falling asleep, the sound of footsteps coming up the stairs. This is exactly what this guy was experiencing in his new house. For these reasons, he decided to set up cameras to see if anything comes up. He sets one in the kitchen and proceeds to climb the steps towards his room. But just as he does this, something behind follows him upstairs. We can even see that this shadow figure has some sort of legs. Is it a ghost that is trapped in the house, or is it something more malevolent lurking there? Avoid creepy, abandoned buildings. They always attract the worst kinds of things. The poster of this video claims he got a skinwalker on camera. He went to explore an abandoned warehouse, but he started hearing things from a room. Rather than going in, he saw a window that allowed him to catch a glimpse of this. A humanoid figure seen standing almost motionless in the room. It does resemble some kind of zombie-like trance. Could this be a skinwalker, or is it a fake video set up by someone trying to grab some attention? Remember the sheer joy that came with renting a movie, going to the store and browsing the shelves for something new to watch, hoping that whatever you chose was actually available and not already checked out. The guy in this security camera footage might not be as nostalgic. Watch what happens as he does the rounds packing the DVDs back on their shelves. It seems a playful poltergeist doesn't care that the store is closed, and is pretty adamant they're going to check out something tonight. A man comes running from the dark road ahead, and is illuminated in the car's headlights where the person is filming. He appears to be afraid and excited at something he has spotted further on up the dirt track. The car, undeterred, continues to advance. A strange alien-like creature is seen shuffling across the road. The car stops some distance from it, while the man we encountered earlier returns for a closer look. It looks unlike anything we have seen before, almost like some kind of crab with short tentacles instead of claws. Is it some horrible fault of nature? It's difficult to tell from such a distance which is a possible indication that it's a fake. The person filming seems extremely calm and quiet, and the feel of the video does seem to be staged with the arrival of the man in the beginning. Surely, they could have gotten a little closer, or at least zoomed in. Having a companion dog with you when venturing into a forest for hiking can be crucial for your safety, and this video provides a compelling example of why. The footage, recorded by a hiker, shows a forest trail with a black figure standing on the other side. The figure seems to notice the hiker recording and begins to flee. The hiker's dog reacts by barking at the figure, causing it to retreat even faster.
Oh my God, no, Ziggy, no!
The creature is described as humanoid, with a strong built body covered in thick black fur, resembling a Bigfoot. The presence of the dog played a key role in deterring the creature and ensuring the hiker's safety. It prompts the consideration of what might have happened if the hiker didn't have a dog with them. The protective instincts of a canine companion can make a significant difference in encounters with wildlife, providing an added layer of security during outdoor adventures. This video is from a beach, showcasing the discovery of a peculiar siren-like creature washed up on the shore. The footage begins with a view of the beach scattered with washed-up wood branches. The camera then focuses on a dried-up, eerie-looking body. Upon closer inspection, the creature appears to resemble a mermaid with long feminine hair on its head. The lower half of the creature resembles that of a fish, while the upper body resembles a human. However, there's a possibility that this could be a fake or a prop deliberately placed there by someone. The suspicion arises because the creature's appearance suggests it might be a wooden model created for a specific effect. Regardless of its authenticity, the creature in the video does convey a creepy and unsettling vibe. This video was caught by a hunter who was bothered by these sounds. It is obviously an animal of some sort. Perhaps in distress or maybe giving warning sounds. This is one of the creepy noises you're ever likely to hear, particularly if you're alone somewhere remote at night. These sounds have caused a wave of speculation, as it has captured imagination of many wondering what it could be. Most have suggested this to be from maybe a moose or an elk. What do you think? Is it the mating call of a randy moose, a trapped bobcat, or something more sinister? Let us know your guesses in the comments below. This is a clip of a really unnerving scene. From far you might think your mind is playing tricks on you, until we zoom on the strange figure. It looks like a really tall humanoid shadow is holding onto the pole beside it. It is something unfamiliar and out of the ordinary, and I have never seen anything like it. Examining its physique, our attention is drawn to its elongated limbs and stretched out body. Could it be a person dressed in all black, possibly to cause speculation? A shadow of something tall causing a glitch in the camera, or an optical illusion created by certain lighting conditions, or in an eerie case, we could be in a presence of some sort of spirit. This video was recorded by a person who claimed the area to be infested by an anomaly, the Bigfoot. He was daring enough to take an adventure in the middle of the woods at night alone, and is met by something lurking in the dark. As he shines his flashlight into the forest, he sees the reflection of the eyes of a big animal relentlessly staring at him.
Okay, I need to figure out what this thing is before we go any further. There he is, right there. See him?
This sends chills down his spine. Just then, A towering pale shadow swiftly passes between the trees, going in the right side. We cannot understand what the figure is due to the darkness. Our attention immediately shifts from the uncanny presence to the queer sounds that rent the air. Well, I think this could be just a mere mountain lion, out in the night hunting for a snack. This camera caught a Bigfoot in 2015. Although the video is low quality, the details are pretty visible. The massive creature, covered in a rich coat of black hair, can be seen walking towards a certain point. It stops, and one can see it extending its really long arms towards the tree trunk. At the same moments, it starts to shake the tree with sheer strength. It is both awe-inspiring and terrifying at the same time. It leaves the tree and proceeds to another. What was the Bigfoot doing with the trees? Was it trying to take the tree down? Or it could be some sort of communication between Bigfoot entities? The local authority in this area had detected some movement on a private property and went on to check what it was, only to see this.
Hey! You're on private property!
He immediately stops when he sees a furry figure stalking amidst the bushes. This startles him. A form of light can be seen flickering in the bushes. Suddenly, the figure emerges from a thicket. It is enveloped by a dense covering of hair. Due to the low lighting in the footage, we cannot see its face, but what is visible is its short stature. As if agitated, this figure starts approaching the person recording, and this frightens him, and he turns to retreat in the other direction. I wonder what this thing could be. Supposedly a Bigfoot, or just a really creepy intruder. This security camera caught this very scary occurrence. At a certain checkpoint, a car can be seen approaching the security checkpoint. As it stops, something seems to be really strange. The car appears to have no driver at all. And the guard surely notices all these weirdness. He gets out to investigate what really could be going on. Suddenly, something on the roof of the car terrifies the daylights out of him, and he drops to the ground in panic as he scrambles away. Our attention shifts to the apparition on the car. It seems to be pretty real to me. Due to the darkness, I can't make out what this strange figure is, but it is surely scary from the guard's reaction. These two uncanny events truly perturb one. Where was the driver? And what's the creature on the roof? Could be witnessing a ghost driver. These two guys were out for a walk when they recognized something moving between the trees. As one of them continues recording, we can see a creature's head bobbling up and down as it walks.
Oh shit.
Oh my
God.
What is that thing, man? I didn't know it was that f***ing big. It's not coming up here, is it?
No, I don't even think it recognizes, man. Calm down, be quiet.
Shortly, it emerges. A black, enigmatic figure. It is really immense that the people recording exclaim with astonishment. It is not aware of the people watching it, and it casually strolls away from the huge steps it is taking. I think it's a really tall creature. This bipedal subject seems to be enveloped in a thick coat of fur. Do you see how it's walking while arms hang down its side? This depiction aligns with the general perception of the Bigfoot. This homeowner was in his roof repairing a faulty cable when he seemed to see something lurking in the shadows. When this footage is slowed, upon closer scrutiny, we can see an unknown figure that seems to be stalking. Then suddenly, it lunges back to its hiding place. The man surely spots it and immediately scurries away, not wanting to know what this frightening creature could be. This could be a raccoon or a small furry animal. The residents of this house had been receiving unexpected guests in their home. Their visits were now a nuisance, so he decided to film this encounter. We can see him closing the door, and after he goes back, the door opens, and what's shocking is that there is no one behind the door. His dog is aware of this weirdness and barks in confirmation that there might be an intruder. He closes the door one more time, and the same happens.
Little buddy.
But this time, an unearthly humanoid figure can be seen in the darkness down the flight of stairs when we zoom at the door. This is very scary, and as if it is not enough, the door closes itself, and when opens, the queer subject shapeshifts into a really enigmatic figure. This is spine-chilling. The quality of this video is impressive, and I don't think it's edited. The dogs in the house were going crazy. Were they seeing something paranormal unseen to the human eyes? But surely something very creepy could be roaming in this household. This hunter has been on the trail for Bigfoot, and he disclosed a footage that claims to be entailing on the Sasquatch. This is the grassland where he caught the infamous creature. As he records, within the tall grass, a brown-haired creature appears and seems to be walking bipedally towards the left. It has a huge frame and a towering height. This description perfectly fits the Bigfoot characteristics, but maybe it could be a lost orangutan roaming in the area, or a man in a costume performing a hoax just to cause a show. The internet is filled with videos of bizarre events, and this one displays a truly perturbing one. Recently, a video recorded by an unidentified man in the middle of the night has gone viral on social media, frightening people from all over the world. In the video, an uncanny figure can be seen gliding through the air freely. It is far from the recorder, hence I can't depict what it is, but when closely examined, this object resembles a human form from its upright posture. Our technology is really evolving, and you might find this to be some kind of invention that can be remote controlled in the air, or eerily, can it be the witch from the fairy tales floating on her broom? This is a recording during the day where this man caught something strange on the left side of the road. As the car continues going, a strange black figure can be seen standing still. When the video is replayed, we can see it more clearly. It has a human stature, and it is somehow lanky. What seems scary is that it is engulfed in a black coating from head to toe. I'm not sure what this really is, but it surely has a striking resemblance. Could we be in the presence of a Bigfoot, or this could be a more sinister case? This is a strange sight documented by a cryptid lover as he tries to uncover the conspiracies associated with the Sasquatch. When he nears the tree line, a tall hunched figure passes across the dense foliage. It can even be seen turning its head and looks in the direction of the man, and it's as if it does not spot him. It seems to be a two-legged creature. Cloaked in a shroud of dark, coarse hair, this creature's massive form blends seamlessly into the shadows of the forest. The cryptid enthusiast is scared to his bones with the unsettling nature of this humanoid ape-like figure. It all seems natural and not some fake costume. It does look real. What are your thoughts on Bigfoot? Do you think it actually exists? The owner of this house was reviewing his security camera footage when he came across something that he perceived to be weird. In the recording, we can see a certain person coming out from a room, and as he switches the lights off and closes the door, a strange white apparition seems to be following and hovering behind him. I don't think this could be something threatening, and maybe this guy could have exaggerated whatever he saw. Maybe it could be a reflection or something harmless. This is one of the incredible videos of what appears to be the Bigfoot. The video was captured in Eastern Europe. Look at the cryptid as it navigates its way through the forest. It is a really huge creature, bipedal in nature. The monster seems to be walking in a hunched position, and this specific Bigfoot has its back arched at an angle. Its muscular frame speaks of untamed power and agility, allowing it to traverse the rugged terrain with remarkable ease. Notice how the creature's arms are long and hang low, almost reaching to its knees. This Bigfoot is odd and not like the others. It is covered in a deep orangish coat of fur instead of the usual black or brown. Seeing this video is just amazing. It looks pretty real and convincing, but what do you think? Do you think this is a real trail cam video of a Bigfoot that set off the motion detection of the camera, or is it a fake continuing on the theme of Bigfoot? This Vietnamese spotted something very bizarre and recorded all with his phone camera. With just a normal view, the eerie figure cannot be spotted, but can you closely look in between the large green leaves? A shocking glimpse of a humanoid face becomes visible. This is pretty spooky, and just looking at it can give you nightmares. Look at how it is staring intently at the recorder with its mystical eyes. Its facial features are very human-like, but its skin is leathery and very ethereal. Looking at this just gives me the creeps. What do you think it is? The people recording this video can be heard exclaiming in awe and wonder. They seem to have caught something lurking in the nearby forest.
There, look! Where? Behind that tree there, do you see it? There, look! Where? Moving! Where? Now, what was that?
One person can be heard saying that there is something behind the trees. And true to that, a dark, large, hulking image can be seen moving along the tree line. The mysterious subject seems to be a very tall one. This might not be a normal bear or any creature that we know of. This one has a striking resemblance, and the size of that thing is remarkable. No doubt this is some sort of cryptid creature, a Bigfoot to be specific. The Sasquatch only comes to mind when we see the footage once more. This folks truly caught a bizarre encounter out in the woods. What you are about to see is really frightening and leaves one wondering the existence of such. The people recording this video were heading home when they ran into this eerie paranormality. Something eerie seems to be floating and gliding in the air. Due to the darkness in the area, one cannot figure out what this is, but its outline looks like that of a human. On the other hand, I approach this unusual happening with skepticism, as I think it could be a kind of a prank playing on the witnesses. Maybe it could be a drone with a sheet over it made to look like a ghost, and could be a simple prank. In this video captured by a security camera, all seem normal. Just a woman walking casually to the other side of the house. But wait, do you see it? A small creature appears behind the car. As the woman goes back to the house, she does not seem to recognize the weird animal, and even the animal tries to go after her, but it changes its mind and it stalls. The creature has weird characteristics, and I have never seen like this one before. Notice how it has really long black hair running from its head. Its head resembles that of a goat. Also, what's recognizable is that its hind legs seem to elongated and has a white, ghastly appearance. Could this be some random animal? Or is it a kind of cryptid? The debate about the existence of ghosts has been going on for ages and is never ending. While some believe in supernatural spirits, others are totally against it. Although both these factions have their own reasons to justify and defend what they believe in, one cannot deny the curiosity ghosts generate. Moreover, time and again, eerie incidents give air to the fact that they actually exist. This incident documents it all. This man witnesses an encounter with a ghost.
Okay, so I will say I'm stupid for drinking. That knife fell out of that little knife container thingy. No. No.
As he films, one of the knives from the knife block is taken by an invisible force and dropped to the ground in an upright manner, landing on its tip. This is pretty frightening, but this guy recording does not seem to be really scared by this strange occurrence. Could be a ghost behind this uncanny happening. It's the 4th of July and fireworks are exploding throughout USA suburbs. The cacophony of sound has woken something off the beaten path. A woman hears low growling coming from somewhere in the nearby foliage. She ventures to explore, and this is what she finds.
Oh, stay bright. What the fuck is that? What is that? Oh, it's moving. No, fuck that. No, fuck that. I don't know what the fuck I just...
In the replay, this creature is clearly seen crouching at the base of a tree. Is it a Sasquatch or someone playing a prank? Have the raucous sounds of revelry driven it closer to the suburbs in fear or curiosity? Or is it using this opportunity to hunt? Watch the replay and let us know what you think in the comments. Picture this. It's nighttime. You are all alone on a deserted trail surrounded by nature, and then you hear what can only be described as a shriek from somewhere in the woods beyond you. You might want your headphones for this.
Oh my god, no.
Is it the scream of a woman? Or is it just a cat getting ready to fight? You be the judge. An unsuspecting couple survey their home security camera footage after discovering a disturbance on their property. What it reveals is this creature lurking in the foliage. Tentatively, it peers out in the direction of the camera. Is it a cryptid? Or perhaps a little gray man? The creature moves tentatively, alert to the environment. In some parts of the footage, it is almost possible to decipher its body, which could very well be in keeping with the size and shape of a small to medium dog. Take a look. Is this something sinister or the neighbor's pet? Drop us your thoughts in the comments. When you consider that approximately 80% of the world's ocean is unmapped and unseen, it's a pretty terrifying and mystifying place to explore. These divers are having what seems like a fairly placid marine visit, but keep watching to see what crops up in the murky water. The internet provides us with some perplexing footage. When confronted with a nightmarish creature of this magnitude and its deadly razor-sharp teeth, instead of swimming away, these divers actually go over to pet the beast. On closer inspection, it doesn't appear to be living. Instead, there's a metal frame that it seems to be mounted on. Is this a movie prop for Jaws? If it isn't, the real mystery is how it found its way to the bottom of the ocean. Is there anything creepier than falling victim to a stalker, especially when the creature stalking you is Bigfoot? Caught on camera, 2 shining eyes appear from a forest canopy. The vast head suggests that this is something you don't want to mess with. The 2 face off for the duration of the video. Probably a wise move on the cameraman's behalf, not to get any closer. There's an ongoing joke about Bigfoot sightings always captured on shaky, low-res cameras. But the overwhelming number of these sightings does suggest that there is something out there that we have yet to explain. Here, what resembles the half-ape, half-Neanderthal creature moves through a forest, its genus a sure giveaway when you witness its height. There is no greater feeling of terror than being alone at home and having unexplained things happen. Most we can rationalize. It's the wind, or it's an old house, when we hear something strange. But what do you do when it's as obvious and disturbing as what this guy encounters?
And look at this door. You cannot make... Look at this. Bro. Nobody is home. My family is in Cancun, bro. You gotta be kidding me. Bro. What?
If you ask me, he should have gone to Cancun with his family.
Bentley? Bro. Are you me right now? Are you kidding me right now? What the Bro.
Not sure if this is the work of a poltergeist, but I am sure it would be an annoying one to deal with. Imagine the water cost for all their jokes.
Holy... Why is this door open? What the is going on?
I'm not sure if this video is real or not, but if it is, I would for sure not be hanging around that place for too long. Hospitals can be terrifying places for a number of reasons, but this one takes the cake. Watch closely the area to the left of the wheelchair. A shadowy figure appears, and then scurries away in a matter of seconds. You might have been mistaken, thinking it was a shadow, but watch again. Whatever the mischievous vision is, it moves beyond the wall to settle for a few seconds behind the chair before running off again. Let's face it, most horrors are made even creepier with the presence of a little kid, especially a girl child. Now couple that with an imaginary friend who is actually a paranormal imposter, and you have all the makings of a horror fest. This is exactly what happens here. Skeptics might argue that there is a human just beyond the reach of the camera. But look at when she reaches to offer it the plastic container. Whatever is there is in the frame. We just can't see it. She seems agitated by the encounter as she talks to it, and it appears to attempt to take the canister. It isn't long before she turns on her heels and is out of there. A man is walking when he spots something emerging from the forest to his left on all fours. Ghostly pale with a lengthy abdomen and short legs, the creature crosses the path. Where it is going, we will never know, as the guy filming doesn't stick around to find out. What is this thing that he encountered on his walk? How does it survive in the wild? The footage is way too compelling to simply write it off. There are things out there that we have no knowledge of. Cats often get a bad rap, especially black ones. In Tales from the Occult, Black cats are familiars and shapeshifters, witches spies, and in some instances protectors from the supernatural. Watch as a street camera captures this bizarre incident. Deliberate arson, black magic, or just a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. You be the judge. Perhaps strange noises late at night prompted the owners of this storage room to place a camera inside to capture the cause. Perhaps someone is staging an elaborate hoax to convince us that this place is haunted. Watch as locker doors swing open and shut, as something rattles behind closed doors and a wheelchair goes for a spin on its own. Amazing camera footage captures this black sphere moving through the sky. It then shoots off, disappearing from view, closely followed by two UFOs that resemble something closer to aircraft. The orb is the most intriguing of these sightings and is not dissimilar to the UFO in the footage released by the US Pentagon that was seen in Iraq. Other footage recorded the same object, which has been described as a self-illuminated sphere approximately 6 foot in diameter, which was spotted swarming a Navy warship. The Omaha captured on thermal imaging at night this little ball of light flying around. The Omaha sphere is considered to be a true unknown with intelligence, unable to resolve where it came from and where it disappeared to, only that it appeared to vanish into the ocean. Still now, the mystery persists as scientists and UFO experts continue to review footage of these anomalies in the hopes of finding a logical explanation. What are your thoughts? Drop us a line in comments. Imagine you and your family are enjoying a harmless evening drive and get chased by a Yeti. Well, this Russian family had such an encounter as an unknown creature chased them in their car, and they believe it was the legendary Yeti. As they drove past, one of them notices a black humanoid figure emerging from the tall grass, which makes me wonder if it truly was Yeti, as I thought Yetis have white hair. They couldn't quite distinguish what the figure looked like, so they reversed to get a better shot. When the figure realized it was being watched, it turned around and started chasing them. It appears to have enormous, protruding hands and moves in a zombie-like manner, giving the impression that it might have been a Yeti. They drive away fast, and the creature retreats back to where it was. Could this really have been the infamous Yeti that resides in the depths of the Himalayan mountains? Could it have decided to take a trip to Russia? A wildlife enthusiast in Vancouver, in British Columbia, decided to set up a trail camera to investigate a deer carcass to see if it would attract any animals at nighttime, just yards from her house, only to find this terrifying picture. The wildlife cam reveals two scantily clad women squatting beside the carcass. Their faces are covered with long black hair. What's really horrifying is one of the women seems to be reaching for the carcass with long webbed fingers. These pictures have caused a wave of speculation, and even some have suggested that it could be witches, or even worse, walking demons. Were they feasting on the carcass? The picture becomes more sinister when we spot a man's boot next to one of the women. Although the man's upper body can't be seen, it is weird that he is there. What could be his association with the two uncanny women? Could it be that the women were being forced to do this by that man? Or could the man be one of them and also wouldn't mind taking a bite? When I saw the boots of the man, surrounded by these crazy women, I could only think of the ritualistic cult of Charles Manson. Is this something similar in our days? A TikToker who posts videos of strange events happening around her home was startled at the sound she heard while putting her chicks away in the pen.
What the fuck?
The sound coming from the forest was like an animal's cry for help. And so she shined her torchlight into the woods while recording. She captures a white figure next to a tree. At first glance, it wasn't there, but when she circled back to look in the same direction, her camera was able to capture a thin white figure at the left side of a tree. The strangest thing was that the figure disappeared after being out of the camera's recording range. Could it be that the mysterious white figure was making those eerie sounds in the forest? Or could it have scared an animal in the woods and caused it to make the bizarre sound? On a clear day, a man happens to capture what looks like Bigfoot casually walking out through a small clearing of a forest and back into the woods. The creature's features may prove it to be Bigfoot, as it walks on twos and appears much more prominent than the average human height. Its arms extend downwards below the waistline and seem to have a thick coat of brown fur. The video quality isn't as clear and makes it hard to make out what the face looks like, but its tall, towering stature, long ape-like arms, and the appearance of thick fur could be an indication of the existence of the cryptid Bigfoot. A woman enjoying the comfort of her home on a sofa happens to see something strange at the window right next to her door that sends chills down her spine. A dark figure appears at the window, also captures the attention of two of her dogs, who stare at the door, putting the lady's nerves on edge. She starts to record it, and the dark figure disappears after some time. The dogs disperse, notifying the lady that the supposed danger that appeared on her door may be gone, but it leaves the lady puzzled as to what this figure could be, and its intentions. For all we know, it could be a shadow of a harmless animal walking around and happening to wind up at her front door, or maybe something sinister could be lurking around stalking on the house residents. Two kids were recording their adventure while in the woods when they heard screams coming from deeper within. The screams started as a faint cry for help, but as they walked deeper into the forest, they grew louder, as though someone was desperately trying to escape an ordeal. At first, they think it is some children trying to summon demons by shouting. To them, it appears to be some kind of a joke, but the louder the screams got, the scarier they became. Eventually, they near where their screams were. They panic, and they decide to retreat from the forest into a nearby grassland. Even after distancing from the scene, they could still hear the desperate cries for help from the forest. The kids might have presumed it to be a joke, but maybe something serious could be happening, and a victim needed help. I think it would be best if the kids could have dialed and reported to the authorities. This wildlife enthusiast was taking a nature walk in the middle of the forest when he caught it all with his camera. There, when he zooms his camera, the creature comes into view. It is in a hunched position, making it hard to recognize its face. It has a towering height and covered with thick brown fur. It notices it is being watched and tries to hide between the branches. As the video continues, the creature struts away, leaving the witness speculated. Maybe this could be an ordinary orangutan that could be easily mistaken with the legendary Bigfoot. In this clip, a young couple are visited by an unexpected visitor who constantly was knocking the door and trying to forcefully enter. Their dog barks, putting them on high alert that this could be a potential threat. They are scared to the bones, but the man decides to make a bold move. He turns on the lights on the stairs and starts to walk down towards the door to check out what could be making these ominous noises at their door. As he nears the door, the knocking noises suddenly stop. He tries to inquire who it is,
Hello?
but there is no answer. Suddenly, without warning, it appears as if the mysterious being manages to enter and video ends while the man flees from the imminent danger. Could this be a malevolent spirit known to cause disturbances in households? Or somebody dangerous could be terrorizing them? Imagine being all alone in a forest in the middle of the night, and you suddenly get the gut feeling you are being watched. Well, this curious man was not new to this when he encountered something really strange in the woods. Upon spotting something with his flashlight, he decides to record it. When he zooms on the figure, there, it reveals itself. A gray ghost entity appears right next to a tree, just right beside the path. The person in this clip might have a story to tell as horror unravels in front of their eyes. The ghost-like entity appears to be slowly rising up, exposing more of its pale structure. It has elongated arms that stretch below its supposed waistline. Its face isn't clearly seen, but it has taken a humanoid form. I think this is some type of cryptid, or worse, it could be the infamous skinwalker. What would you do when faced with such a figure that looks to be straight out of a horror film? A man walking in the forest stumbles upon a strange sight that is worth a shot. He captures a tall, huge figure standing at the top of the sloped forest. At first, we only see the figure's tall, towering stature, but when it faces the camera direction, we are able to make out some of the figure's features. It appears to walk like a human, but it has an abnormal height. It has a relatively small head in relation to the body and tall, lanky, long arms. We are not able to make out whether the figure had fur on its body. One might say it is a human with a large costume, trying to cause a speculation, but this figure is truly a remarkable one, and it could be a rare sighting of the Bigfoot. In the dead of night, a man and his daughter caught something watching them in the grasslands. As they shine their light into the dark, they happen to see two shiny objects that look like shining orbs. As soon as they move around, we can easily see that is a creature of some sort, and the glowing eyes could be actually stalking on them. The man notifies the creature that they know it is there.
I see you.
But it responds by drifting away. Perhaps it could be an animal who happened to pass by. And its attention was caught by the people in the grasslands, or something else that we don't know of and likes to walk around in the middle of the night stalking people. I don't know where this footage comes from, but I have to say, it is the clearest footage of Bigfoot I have seen in a long time. The person filming seems to have caught a glimpse of the well-known Sasquatch taking a stroll through the forest. The characteristics are as we would expect. A tall, sturdy humanoid full of hair, while being able to walk normally on two legs. But I need to be skeptical as well, as I think the arms are too short compared to other, more reliable descriptions I have heard of this beast. It is known that Bigfoot would have way longer arms than a normal human. So could this footage be just someone dressed in a very well-made costume? What do you think? Whatever the origin of this video, it makes for one hell of a good story. The unsuspecting hero takes us on a point-of-view journey as he rides through the woods at dusk. Within moments he says, that there are more bones than last time scattered along the trail. We catch a glimpse of some of the bones for a fleeting moment, supposedly from predators in these woods, but it seems he is familiar with this, sounding like he's been there before.
Oh god, there's even more bones than last time.
It's getting dark, so I am sure all this guy wants is to get home. He comes to a fork in the trail, and as if on cue, the almost continuous soundtrack of birds, insects, wind, and the natural world just stop. Silence. Something catches the corner of his eye. A little way up the right-hand side path. 2 glowing eyes, pale corpse-like skin, withered and terrifying. He is immediately terrified and tries his best to start the bike so he can get out. This guy has set up a camera in his bedroom because he always wakes up with an unsettling feeling that someone is watching him. In the morning, when he watches the recording, he sees this. A small figure can be seen bending over the bed. At first I thought that might have been his kid, but they claim he has no kid and is alone at home. So what exactly was that? An alien, a cryptid, or just a glitch of the camera? Known at the Patterson Gimlin film, this short motion picture, captured in 1967, claims to be actual footage of Bigfoot. Shot in North Carolina, the film has seen many attempts to both authenticate or debunk it. Patterson became obsessed with the abominable snowman after reading an article in True magazine in 1959. Years later, Patterson would invest thousands of dollars in combing Sasquatch territory, much to the ridicule of skeptics around him. Armed with a deep desire to be the first to provide scientific evidence that the creature really existed. Eventually, he did, but many are skeptical about the authenticity of the footage, which is in part related to differing accounts from both Patterson and his guide Gimlin on what exactly went down on the day they saw Bigfoot. However, Patterson maintained the footage was real up until his death. This version is the stabilized version, giving us a clearer view, and we can say that the Sasquatch in Patterson's film has all the traits we've come to know of the creature: the almost cone-shaped head, the dark fur, and the statuesque height. The creature slows its pace and looks at the camera before moving off into the woods. Nowadays, with advances in technology and the ability to record high-quality videos on cell phone cameras, hardly any of the recent footage available provides as clear a shot of Bigfoot as this one does. Is that because it's a hoax? Or has the creature just become more reclusive and camera shy? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. For some reason, this couple has installed a camera in their bedroom, and we can immediately see something strange. The door opening on its own, but also something scurrying across the floor. The guy's hands start to lift as if manipulated by some force. I am not sure if this is all fake, but if it's not, I can't imagine how someone would not feel this and awake. Is this the work of a playful spirit or just a man stretching in his sleep? You be the judge. The poster of the video claims that a woman bringing in groceries was disturbed by her daughter pointing out a creepy figure in the distance. The dog, catching sight of the human-shaped silhouette, begins to growl before running off to get a closer look. But then he stops in his tracks, unwilling to venture further. Whatever it is, it doesn't move. It just stands there watching like a psychopath. Is it human? Something else? A trick of light and the position of a branch? Either way, at no point does she make any attempt to get her dog or herself inside to safety. A street camera captures this compelling footage of a ghostly figure jaywalking. The black shadow is clearly seen crossing the street in a parking lot despite an oncoming car. the vehicle collides with the entity, who disappears from view. The concerned driver immediately stops the car to see where whatever he hit went. There is nothing there. Whatever it was simply vanishes from sight. There isn't too much information provided with the original video, or where it took place, which might be one way of piecing together the story behind what happened here. This person is stumbling through the forest at night. It is unclear why this would ever be a good idea. As soon as the night turns pitch black, they spot something terrifying. A creepy, pale, and corpse-like humanoid appears to be hunched over something. It lets out a weird cry, kind of like a baby, if a baby were a grown man. Or a goat with sore throat. I'm intrigued that the camera person didn't turn to run at this point. In numerous videos, this particular type of cryptid is often captured still or moving very slowly. Is it something to fear, or is it afraid of us? And how did the cameraman get out of this situation? A playful entity resembling a figure of light shimmies down a street lamp, dances the running man, and then seems to hopscotch its way to the right of the screen. Folklore often speaks of a will-o'-the-wisp, which appears as an atmospheric ghost light often seen by travelers at night, and usually located near bogs and marshes. Not, as in this instance, at the local parking lot. Known by a variety of names, the hinkypunks being another one of them, it is said to mislead travelers by resembling a flickering lamp or lantern. In urban legends, folklore, and superstition, they are typically believed to be ghosts, fairies, or elemental spirits. In literature, a will-o'-the-wisp metaphorically refers to a hope, or a goal that leads one on but is impossible to reach, or it is something one finds strange or sinister. Modern science ascribes the phenomenon to bioluminescence caused by oxidation of organic decay. Either way, it is quite magical. We see a lot of poor footage of Bigfoot online, which makes the videos we're showing in this episode something of an exception. This one, although zoomed in, seems to capture the creature in fairly close proximity. Pay attention to the movement of this Bigfoot. It has a somewhat different gait to others we've seen. Could this relaxed stride be due to the fact that the creature is unaware that it has been discovered? Or is that the most epic Halloween costume? On Trail Terror, we feature a number of clips of animals in their natural habitat, particularly deer and elk during rutting season. These animals display a diverse number of vocalizations that serve to not only attract mates, but warn others of danger. A Texas police officer stops at a rest stop and records the following sound emanating from the woods beyond. Is initially noticeable is the sheer volume of the bellow. It feels almost otherworldly. Could this be the call of a really large stag or elk? Or as this police officer suggests, the cry of Bigfoot? This startling footage claims to capture the face of Bigfoot. The likeness to human features is incredibly disturbing, but the more you look at the sheer size of its head and the somewhat large gap between its round eyes, these features resemble something less human. Here, the creature seems relaxed and even curious as it glances in the direction of the camera. It knows it's being watched, but in turn it is watching. In other videos, Bigfoot hunters claim that these creatures often have one member who serves as a lookout to protect its family. We have showed earlier videos on this channel where similar close-ups of Bigfoot's face have been captured, but the picture quality has not been as clear. This face confirms the face captured in other sightings, supplying a compelling case for its existence. In general, malls are seldom the first choice for a paranormal fright night. Those are relegated to creepy old houses or deserted museums. However, The Last of Us changed that with its utterly enchanting and terrifying mall scenes. As did this video, a night duty security guard in a deserted mall after hours has a seriously disturbing shift. It begins with sound disturbances that provide no explanation for what has caused them.
It's creepy, man. You're so freaking creepy.
Followed by a creepy encounter with a paranormal entity in the food court. Watch, she captures the impossible on camera before getting the hell out of there.
These freaking chairs just now. What the Okay. I'm done.
Clearly, no salary is worth this kind of harassment. A peaceful night at home. A woman prepares for bed when her dog spots something or someone lurking in the shadows, just beyond the living room.
Get ready to go to bed myself. What the is that? What? Oh, God! Fuck!
If their reaction and hers are anything to go by, this isn't a hoax. Watch closely as the apparition appears for mere seconds before vanishing again. We're bringing you some really clear and compelling Bigfoot sightings in this episode of Trail Terror. Watch as this unsuspecting person spots the bipedal creature with its characteristic reddish fur in close proximity. There is the briefest moment where the two face, the beast alerted to the camera person by their panicked shouting. Fortunately, the shy Bigfoot disappears into the forest, avoiding confrontation. A family enjoying a snowy winter walk spot a creature in the distance, scrambling for a phone they capture through zoomed-in footage, what appears to be our elusive, abominable snowman. The creature appears to be basking on a rocky outcrop. In this position, it looks somewhat similar to a grizzly bear. That is, until it stands up. Bigfoot or Big Knot? Let us know what you think in the comments. Bears are wildly majestic and ferocious creatures, whom we featured in earlier episodes here on Trail Terror. It is unclear, based on the sound of what seems to be multiple bears and the videographer's close proximity to them, whether they are used to humans or whether these guys just have a death wish. The bears being filmed seems calm and oblivious to the camera operator as he shuffles into the water for a cooling dip. Within seconds, a man comes tearing out of the brush, hotly pursued by a large and clearly agitated bear. Despite the risk to his life, he sports a grin as he approaches the camera as whistles and gunshots are used to stall and ward off the irate creature. Tame or not, it is a terrifyingly close call. A trail cam captures a calm and idyllic evening scene. A deer foraging for greens appears close in shot. But that isn't all, folks. A few feet away from it is something altogether creepier taking place. What appears to be a totem is seen moving from the right side of the screen to the left. In two jumps, as if engineered by stop motion, it disappears as quickly as it is spotted into the forest. The perplexed deer peers out anxiously into the darkness. This video is honestly so bizarre, and unlike anything else, I cannot present any clear explanation for why this has happened. Could it be some kind of strange ritual? Or did someone steal or move the totem under the veil of night for no clear reason? Let us know what you think is going on here in the comments. This poor mother bird's eggs fall prey to a sneaky Tasmanian devil who within moments has raided the nest and made off with the precious loot. The shrewd predators, who are roughly the size of a dog with males weighing in at 18 pounds, are strictly carnivorous and have been known to feast on roadkill and even dig up decaying flesh. Known as scavengers, they will eat almost anything, including bones and fur. A blue luminous sphere-like entity is captured in this unsteady low-res footage. It appears to be glowing independently on the sand and is not being reflected off anything. It is not at once clear whether the sighting is on a beach or a desert. Is this paranormal or extraterrestrial? Hit us up with more info. Somewhere in New Mexico, a woman spots someone moving in the darkness just beyond her window. Reaching for her camera, she captures this man taking a moonlit walk. Strange thing is, he disappears from the frame. At first, he is visible and clear as day, but then he disappears into the fabric of the night. Is this a ghost or a glitch in the Matrix? Security camera footage captures something odd moving amongst the trees just beyond property's periphery. Watch as a shadowy figure is seen visibly darting between the trees. Although the video quality is somewhat poor and the entity appears for only a few seconds, the creature's pale visage and almost luminescent skin tone is not unlike other cryptids we've witnessed before. Is this what the footage has captured? There is something distinctly creepy and alien about the way it both looks and is moving. Whatever you are about to see is unbelievable. This is an incredible footage of a Bigfoot fighting a bear. I am not sure if this is real or just something edited or staged. And even if it is real, how did this person manage to record such a thing and get out safe? Can you see how the Bigfoot has sheer strength and is able to challenge the bear? At a certain point, one can see the Bigfoot's facial features, and its teeth can be seen. It has a set of really long claws and a pair of distinct toe claws. As it turns, one can see its conical head, which is larger and more elongated, resembling to that of an ape. To me, this clip looks like it is from a movie. I think the Bigfoot is just a man in a very well-made costume. But if it is real, Bigfoot seems to really struggle against that bear. Imagine coming across a Bigfoot face to face. This is what it would look like.
Stop! Please! Please!
Yes, this is undoubtedly frightening. The creature is covered in a really thick and coarse hair. Its face is genuinely intimidating, having a wide and flat nose, resembling that of a human but more robust. It has dark, deep-set eyes and menacing teeth. Just imagine you would have this encounter in a forest. Just how terrifying it would be.
Please! It was an accident.
Well, as much I would like to say it is, this is in fact not a real Bigfoot. This clip was from a blockbuster movie made in the 90s. But I have to say the costume is perfectly made to look like a Bigfoot, and anyone dressed like that would for sure fool me.